hey, hey, everybody, hey, 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 everybody, hey, 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 everybody, hey, hey, hey. Whew. That was not as smooth as I would have hoped, but that's okay. I'm gonna learn how to snip the beginning of these videos and it won't even matter. Sick of this. Sick of it. I'm sick of it. Anyway, just so you guys know, this is Bipolar Beauty, or being bipolar and beautiful. This is my journey of my bipolarism and my beauty. The combination of the two that I give to you. Okay? Alright, now that we have that out the way, no. What am I doing? What am I doing? Y'all got to see this every time. I don't care. I don't care how corny it is. I love it and I want to show it to you every time. Alright, so now that's out the way. I want to first let you guys know that it is the end of May, which is the month that represents mental health awareness, although it's not recognized. I know a lot of you don't know that, and you're probably tired of hearing me say it over and over and over, but it's kind of like breast cancer, how we had to beat it over and over. We had to lose people close to us with cancer in order for us to be like, oh yeah, we're pink for breast cancer. So I feel like with mental health awareness, maybe if I just keep saying it over and over and I keep asking you guys to share the videos, share the videos, and you feel impact enough, then we'll understand May more than Cinco de Mayo, and it'll be something else bigger and more important. But in the meantime, y'all are going to keep losing people to suicide and drugs and drug overdoses, because that's all that is mental health getting defeated by mental health. So spread the video, because people are holding secrets and it is killing them in the inside. It starts in here. Let's get this out here, you guys. Come on, let's share. Okay, so the last video that I left off at was how my mother and father found out I was being sexually abused by my uncle, which was my dad's brother. So this is my stepdad and my step uncle. My mother took all the proper channels and reported it to the police, the authorities, went to court, we did the whole 9 shebang. And she kept me in therapy up until then. Like, no matter what, I was always in therapy. My mother did the right thing because she believed me. I know a lot of people don't have that privilege, because that's the privilege, to go to their parent, mother, guardian, anybody, and tell them somebody touched them without getting looked at crazy, judged, accused, or just flat out told that they're lying. I've heard so many people say that they went to speak out and someone said you're lying, and after that they shut down and never tried again. My mother, God bless her, she never looked at me and told me I was lying. Everything I said, it was like, and that was it. Hit the ground running. That was it, period. So much that at the age of 15, she surrendered me over to a adolescent inpatient suicidal prevention program, which is just a fancy way of me trying to smooth it over and say that I was an inpatient in the hospital for behavioral issues. I was cutting up. But she had to put me away for a little bit because I was out of pocket, y'all. I was putting hands on people and it wasn't good at all. I'll touch some of that later on. But to get back to this, I was at Presbyterian Hospital in Philadelphia, the adolescent ward for behavioral issues. It was a group therapy thing where it was me in a room with another chick and so forth, down the hall, whatever, and the boys were on a separate side. And then we would do group sessions. I didn't talk in the group sessions because I just didn't. and I knew what I was capable of. And I saw the girls, how they would treat each other once they would open up in a session. If a girl would be like, oh, my father touched me, then the next time they got into it, she would say, that's why your dad or whatever. And then I would be like, man, if somebody took my deep secret and threw that in my face, I would probably kill them. So that prevented me from opening up a lot too, watching that. But remember, we were teens doing that. They were teens. Those kids, they were kids doing that. It was still wrong, but they were kids doing that. That prevented me from opening up a lot. So then, Richard McCoy is the name of this employee that was employed there. He's no longer employed there. Richard McCoy was a counselor there. He was a middle-aged African-American man, well put together, educated, and he was a reformed crackhead. He had, a little bandit that he wore around his neck that had like the 10-year pendant on it, that he had been clean, and he had went to school and got his life together and other things like that, and found other ways to be a pedophile inside of working inside a medical facility. Anyway, Richard would make sure that I didn't have to open up in those meetings, because he saw how recluse I was, and he, I guess, saw on file what I was in there for and all the other things. So he understood why I didn't want to say anything in front of those other immature young girls. So he saw me as a mature woman. He saw that as grooming possibilities. So he began allowing me to make it a lot throughout that whole treatment. And mind you, this was a point system. Like, if you didn't cooperate in one group or the next session or the next and so forth, each one got a piece of paper they got to sign you off on. And if you don't get signed off, you don't get recommended to go home. And everybody's goal was to get the hell out of there. And I didn't care how many times that paper went around. I was not telling y'all nothing. But I would open up to Richard because he just had a way with convincing me that you can tell me, because I know you don't want to tell them, and you're mature and I'm mature, kind of thing. So that's how he was able to get into me like that. He would bring me unauthorized. You're not supposed to bring us food. Sounds so crazy. He would bring me food. I would always be fiending for like pretzels and the mustards. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And Chinese food, McDonald's, candy, like, y'all, I was a snack head. And that was like, to me, like, cool, like, man, he understand, like, I ain't them, he understand, like, no, he saw me as like easy prey, actually. So needless to say, I at some point got released from the program. And I wasn't fixed, I wasn't healed, hallelujah. It was just a milestone. It was just a stepping stone to give me a few tips and skills how to cope versus keep putting my hands on people. And I was good actually for a minute. So when I got out, as you may know or may not know, you are not, as an employee of a medical facility, to be in contact with someone that was inpatient after they are discharged. That's a no-no. You are supposed, sorry, my screen keeps going black. You are supposed, that's dead, whatever. Unless you're a follow-up call or something like that. But in this case, it wasn't. Richard reached out and called me and wanted to interact with me and pick me up from school, go to lunch, all types of things. You name it. It would be times where I would be like about to shake on his ass, like, yeah, I'm about to go hang with my homegirls. Like, all he want to do is yap my head off about going to college and this and that. And he would be like, want to go shopping or you want to go play with your friends? Hell yeah, I'm going shopping. So I would go shopping and he would take me out to eat. And he would get my hair done. He would get my nails done. He would do like, like, it wasn't nothing that I did not have. And let's just say I didn't have a job. And I was in high school, so some things I shouldn't have had. But that was him grooming me, honestly. Like, it was just another way of being groomed in a different fucking way. He knew everything about me. He knew what I was in there for, what my weakness was, what I was broken at, everything. He knew everything about me. And he played on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward a little bit. It came to light what a big manipulator he was, I think, at my high school graduation. I remember him, he always picked me up frequently. I didn't have to do all that walking, getting on the train and stuff, for real, for real. All I had to do was call Richard and he was going to come. And I was actually helping him in a few of the recovery homes, the treatment centers that he was talking in. I would go there after school and hand out refreshments, let's set up the chairs for the AA meetings and things like that. My mind was expanded at a very young age. Understand that I knew all about addiction. By the age of 18, I knew the 12 steps, like, off the rip. I would sit in these sessions and listen to, I'll never forget, I heard a man tell a story about he was in jail and he was in debt for some drugs. In order to pay his debt, they gang raped him. True story. Right in my face. He was just telling every detail. How many men, who held him down, like over some debt for some drugs that he couldn't pay. Then I listened to a woman talk about how she was so drunk that she didn't hear herself roll over and fall on her like infant baby and smother them to death. So alcohol and drugs for me were like, yeah, I'm scared to death. And then sex was already like, you know, I had been already like disrupted with that. I didn't have no other outlet but violence. Because I had been kind of scared straight in every other avenue of my life, except being violent to people. But anyway,